job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave. And one day I got my check, there was almost nothing there. I went to the cross, he laughed and said he didn't care. My kids were at home hungry, I was about to lose my home. That's when I decided I had to make it on my own. Said I,
Hey!
gonna take
We're motivated up in here today. Across America.
Oh yeah.
From California to Connecticut. From Alabama to all the way up there in Washington State. Across America, we are fired up as usual. We're motivated. And I'm grateful for you making this a part of your weekly routine. I'm grateful for you sharing this show with your friends and family. I've had more people say, my friends told me about the show. I make it now part of my routine. I find a car or a business, and I find somewhere where I can get your show. And we want to let you know we're expanding this. And for those who, hey, Willie, I can't get enough of this. Well, we're going to start a new way to get more. A way to get all of these great interviews that I've had over these last few years, whether it be a Mark Victor Hansen or Les Brown or Dennis Kimbrough, or whether it be Susan Taylor. I mean, just one after another, great interview. Bob Johnson. We are going to have a new program called the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Organization and program where you can, for a cup of coffee, price of a cup of coffee, you can get a weekly message sent directly from me to you. And so if you're interested in that, go to my website, williejolly.com, and say contact Willie and say I want more information on the Wealthy Ways program. My guest today is a good friend. My guest here is one that I am so grateful. Now I've been trying. I'm trying to get this woman. I'm trying to get her for forever on my show. She is so busy. She is all over America. She's an entrepreneur. I met her through Les Brown, my good buddy. We were on the same program with Les Brown years ago when I was a new speaker and she was a speaker, and we were both on the same program, and she was fantastic. But then next thing I know, I'm hearing her not only speaking, but also being entrepreneurial, starting companies all over the place. And then she started one that has blown up. She is the CEO, founder of the Traci Lynn Jewelry Company, and she's a fantastic entrepreneur, fantastic speaker. She is a woman who makes stuff happen. And I mean, I could tell you her bio. She's been, started school going to medicine, but she realized she didn't have the stomach for that. So she went to business. She worked with Vanguard Group, and she did that for a while. Then she started her own small nail salon, then a wedding planning company, then one thing after another. And she was just doing one business after another. And finally, she came upon the jewelry company. And let me tell you, I spoke for one of their programs not long ago. We had about 1,000 women and men, but a lot of women in this room, and they were fired up, making money, looking good, riding up in cars, saying, this business bought me my new car. And so I'm grateful to have her finally on my show, the one and only, my dear friend, Traci Lynn. Thank you, Traci, for being on.
Thank you so much, Willie, for having me. I'm excited about being on your show.
Girl, you are some kind of fantastic. Let me just say that. You are fantastic. I gave you some. Fill in the blanks what I didn't tell them about Traci Lynn.
Oh, my goodness. Well, some of the things that, of course, are important to me. I'm a mother, and I've been out here a long time, and I have a son who's only 6 years old, and I know, Willie, you are a parent, and you've got grown children.
I got grown children.
And I've got a 6-year-old. So figure that out. But I've been working.
Oh, you've been
on
working.
Me. I've been working on the business. I've been working on legacy wealth.
Yes.
And that takes something. And, you know, one of the things, Willie, and people always say, well, you know, look at you. My God, you're just, all of a sudden, here you are. Well, I always tell people, well, I'm a 20-year overnight success.
That's right. That's right.
I've been working this thing for over 20 years. I've always pressed. And the biggest gap we have when people read my bio and they talk about me, but the biggest thing is that I did not quit.
Whoa, come on.
I did not give up. They didn't like me. So what? They said I couldn't do it. So what? Doesn't matter what other people say. What do you say?
Wow.
What do you know that you're able to do? And that gap is I didn't stop. Yes, I've had successful businesses, but I've also had several failed businesses. And why can I keep going? Because I did not fail. Those businesses failed. Wasn't my lane. It wasn't for me, but I gained experience, and I took that experience, catapulted that to something else on the next level. So I always stay in my lane of my gifts. That is crucial, that you walk in the lane of your gifts, your anointing, your ability from God, the natural thing that God has sent you to do. Your assignment is always the problems God has assigned you to solve for other people. Stay in line with your assignments.
Ooh, I love that. Now, you talk about the mic.
Yeah.
You talk about the mic. Passing the mic. Tell us about that.
Well, passing the mic, as a motivational speaker myself, the mic, we always have a mic in our hand. I mean, come on, Willie, do you sleep without your mic?
I'm always with my mic.
Always with your mic. I think about you, Willie, you were always, you taught me a lot of things, a lot of small things in speaking that have become big things in my life. And you were always so giving and you share so much, but I just know the mic. And even when I think about the mic, I think about you. You always had your mic, you had your timer, you had all your tools.
Yes.
And a mic is a tool. And as a speaker, I would always think about the mic, but then in business and wanting to empower other people, I use that same principle of the mic because that was a tool, and tools can become principles. And I use the analogy of a mic, and then I came up with an acronym: motivate, inspire, and change. Motivate people, inspire greatness in others, and help people change their financial future. And that has been revolutionary in my life and also in my consultant's life and in my business partners. We use that in everything that we do. We pass the mic.
You pass the mic, and you are helping some women. I have met women in North Carolina, in Connecticut, in Delaware, who are saying, my life has changed because I got hooked up with that Traci Lynn, and I am making more money. And what I liked about it was you are so selfless. You're just giving yourself, you're giving, and you understand as you give, so shall it be given unto you.
Absolutely.
Pressed down, shaken together,
and
overflow. And look, and I was speaking at a church, and I know you would agree with this. I was speaking in San Antonio recently at a church, and their whole philosophy is that we get life eternally, we have eternal life, and then we have abundant life while we're here. Mm-hmm. And I know you agree with that we should be making a difference and making a profit, don't you?
Absolutely, 100%. It's called businessry for me.
There you go. Now, you have built a very successful business. We're going to talk about the business, but also we're going to talk about your philosophy for success, because you've been able to share with people in motivational seminars over the years, and now with your consultants about success. And so what are the few of the things that you just kind of go over with your consultants when you're starting to show them how they can start to change their thinking? Because many people come in and they think negative. They've had negative training all their life. What are the first few things you do to change their thinking?
The first thing that I have to do is just enroll them into the process of we have free training, and that's designed to begin to strip away all that negativity and all that stinking thinking. We've got to now change that mindset, because we can give you the jewelry, we can show you how to make the money, but if we don't get to that mind, and if we don't strip the layers of stinking poverty thinking out of you, and we don't get you into this training, then you're going to make that money, you're going to go right back to the same habits, or you can't endure to make the money. Because even the women, they come in, especially, the African-American women, strong, come in as a force. We've got the strength, but not the endurance.
Wow.
Not when it comes to us.
Yes.
Not when it comes to wealth, for doing things for us. Where is the endurance?
And let me ask you, why is it important from your perspective to be wealthy? Because I believe it's important. Tell me what your perspective would be.
Well, my perspective is twofold. One is to create legacy wealth. I'm here in the state of Delaware, and everything is DuPont. DuPont, that's one name, and that's a family. It's not a name that somebody picked out of the dictionary. It's a family, and that's a legacy wealth. So the DuPonts are wealthy, and because of that wealth that's here, Delaware is like number 11 on the top wealthiest states in the United States. So because of the family, the DuPont family. So I believe that we have to, because I don't know a lot of last name families, especially in our community, that have that type of wealth. When my grandmother passed away, and I love her and I miss her dearly, but she had an insurance policy, and she had taken a loan out on her own insurance policy. So there was barely enough just to make sure she got in the ground, and we don't think about making sure we leave something else outside of just enough to get us in the ground. And I just believe that we need to have wealth. Why? Choices. Choices in life. Do you want to take this job or not? Is this atmosphere good for you or not? Do you need to expand your thinking or not? And a lot of those choices that we make every day has something to do with how much money we have.
Woo, hold that thought. I'm fired up. Hold that thought. I got Traci Lynn, the one and only Dr. Traci Lynn on the radio with me. We about to take it to another level, America. So get ready, because the best is yet to come. If you need me, you can
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the T to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude.
It's about your attitude. 1 8-letter word that has such a big impact on your success or your failure. Attitude. Not just about a disposition, but also about how you see the world, how you see life. Do you see it from a negative perspective, or do you see it from a positive perspective? It's your choice. It's about your attitude. See, my friend Keith Harrell wrote a book called Attitude is Everything, and he wasn't lying. Attitude truly is everything. It's about how you view things, how you perceive things, and how you go after things. Can you control the time? No. Can you control the weather? No. Can you control what other people say or do? No. You can only control you and your attitude. And your attitude to life determines your altitude in life. It's about your attitude.
It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about
your attitude. Dennis Brown says
your
attitude. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude.
Yeah.
See, stuff is going to happen.
That's right.
Life is going to happen. Change is going to happen. Someone once said in life, you either got a problem, you just left a problem, or you're on your way to a problem. That's life. But you got a choice. You got a choice how you perceive and how you respond to life. See, stuff happens. I wrote a book called A Setback is Nothing But a Setup for a Comeback, because that's all it is. Setbacks happen to you, they happen to me, they happen to everybody. But a setback is never the end of the road, it's a bend in the road. And the only ones who crash are those who fail to make the turn. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. I'm fired up now. It's about your attitude. I've got the one and only Dr. Traci Lynn on the line today, the founder, CEO of Traci Lynn Jewelry Company, but also one of America's top speakers and top thinkers and top wealth building experts. And I'm so grateful. I've been trying to get her on the show for so long, and I spoke at her event, and I told her, I said, somehow, some way, I'm going to get you on the show, because people need to hear more from Traci Lynn. Dr. Traci Lynn, thank you for being on with me.
Thank you so much, Willie. Thank you again for your kindness and opening this door for me. Thank you.
Well, girl, you know you are something else. She's wrote a book called Wealth Without Sorrow and the Mind of a Millionaire, and that's fantastic. And she's done a great job of that. Tell us, she has doctorate degrees in divinity and theology. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this girl she's not sitting around twiddling her thumbs. Now, we were talking about wealth building. You said wealth, there are two things. One is about legacy. Yeah. And wealth gives you choices for long-term legacy. And what else do you want to tell us about wealth building?
I think wealth building is important to be, when you're talking about, for God, distribution centers. Can he use you? If he can get it through you, he will constantly get it to you. So are you allowing yourself to be a distribution center for God to work with? He wants to do things in the earth, and he's looking for distribution centers. So that's one of my missions, is to help set up distribution centers. And how do you do that? Well, you've got to have some money. You can't help somebody else, and if you barely getting by yourself, you have to be blessed to be a blessing. So we want to make sure that, look, we're out of debt, the needs are met, you got plenty more, as we say every night, to put in the store.
Amen.
So, it's a part of my prayer.
Say that one more time.
We're out of debt. This is my husband and I say this. We're out of debt. Our needs are met. We got plenty more to put in store.
Woo!
Every night we say that on our knees. Every night we've been confessing that for years. I'm talking about at least 12 to 13 years every single night. We don't miss that, and we watch God take us from zero to all the way up. Because we believe that, we want to be distribution centers, and we want to help other people. Ephesians 6 says, if you help enough other people get what they want, you can't help but to be blessed and get what you want.
You're absolutely right. And we're going to talk a little scripture, because she understands theology, and I have a degree in theology, and many people don't know that, but I have a master's degree in theology. And Deuteronomy 8:18, it says, God will give you the power to get wealth. Yes. And there's a comma after that, so you can establish his kingdom here on earth. He wants you to be wealthy so you can bless somebody else and you can do something. And we got to bring up our good friend Keith Harrell. We bless his heart today and bless his soul. That brother was one of the most giving people. For those who don't know, Keith Harrell, you heard me talk about him on the song Attitude, All About Your Attitude. I talk about him in all my speeches. He's one of my best friends. He wrote the book Attitude is Everything. Well, he passed away recently, and we bless God for his life, and we thank God. Now, someone asked me earlier, they said, well, why would someone so young die? Well, but you know what? God understands, and he came here for a reason and for a season, and he did an incredible work while he was here. Yeah. And so he passed on. He had cancer of the spine, and he passed on, but we give God the glory for his life and the kind of life he lived and how he taught me. I'm telling y'all, folks, he taught me how to tithe. Now, y'all, I grew up in a church, but I didn't understand the power of tithing. And one day we were doing a program together in Florida at Disney World. I opened and he closed, and during the time between, we had lunch. And I said, Keith, you just got a $700,000 advance, almost $1 million advance for your book. I said, Keith, how did you do that? He said, Willie, it was God. But he said, I have no problem giving God, and I tithe. He said, I don't play around with the tithe. I give it. He said, I tithe. If I find $1, he going to get a dime. He said, that's it. And he talked about it, and my son was there, and my son heard him say it. And look, I'm so thankful. So we will miss him, but we thank God he's with the master now. Yes. But he talked about distribution, and Traci, you talk about wealth and distribution and giving, and you understand about that process, as well as the fact that you understand the process of changing your thinking. You share with people. Tell some of the things you share with people over the years about changing your thinking so you can change your life.
Changing your thinking. One of the principal things, really, that, we talk about, you and I talk about as speakers, and we live as speakers, because, of course, I just don't believe that you can be authentic with your message if you're not living.
That's right.
What you speak.
Yes.
So we do live it. We live this message. But even when we change our thinking, you know what I tell people? Check out your associations.
Come on, somebody.
Because if you're not making sure that you're hanging around the right people that's going in your direction. So all the work that we put in to get your mindset changed can be undone as soon as they open up their mouth. Because in life, God says that life and death is in the power of the tongue. Now, we are speaking spirits. So you have to hang around with people who are speaking life to you and not death. You have what you say. So in order to get that mindset change, we got to get that mouth set changed. We got to control the mouth set, because the mouth set is the setup, and that will set you back in the mouth.
Girl, look, my engineer sitting here, he's shaking his head. He say she's throwing it down. Folks, I hope y'all got a pen and a pencil. Say that one more time about the mindset and the mouth set. Come on.
You want me to say that again?
Say that again, girl.
I don't even know if I can
Well,
say that
she
again.
said, change your mindset. You got to change your mouth set. You want to change your mindset. You got to change your mouth set. What you speak is what you will become.
And that is the truth.
That's the truth, folks. So you got to speak good into your life. You got to speak good into your family. You got to speak good into your relationships. You got to speak good into your finances. You got to speak good into your future.
Yes, you do. And you got to have people around you who are speaking good into your future, because they're speaking spirits also. So are they speaking life to you? Are they encouraging you, or are they discouraging you? Your associations will affect your destiny. Who are you hanging around? Who are you talking to? People will either add or subtract from your life. I want multiplication. So I need the right people who are going to multiply me. You multiply me, Willie. When I'm around you, you help me think bigger. You help me enlarge my territory, my vision. Who are you talking to with your mouth? And what are you saying? So we can do the work, but we got to get your mouth right. We got to get that mouth set right and talking the right way. That's the first thing I deal with.
Wow. That's powerful. Now, that is powerful. I am not lying. That's powerful. Tell me something else you share with folks about growing success in their lives.
Endurance. I said that to you earlier.
Yes.
Endurance. The race is not given to the swift, but you got to endure. You got to endure hardness like a good soldier. Can you stand the heat? Can you fight? Can you handle it? Because I was training. I decided this year that I was going to take my health in my own hands and make sure that I kept my weight right, I ate right. So I hired a trainer. But listen to this, Willie. This is powerful. I was going to the gym. Now I was doing it all on my own. Now I was going in there for an hour and a half on the treadmill, sweating it up. I mean, I thought I was doing something. Then I got a trainer. See, that's what you and I, Willie. This is how potent what we can help people do. See, I got a trainer, so I hired somebody who specializes in sculpting the body and getting you to the next level. I went to the trainer. I thought I was in good shape because I could do the treadmill. I can do all that stuff as long as I need to do. Well, I got with this trainer. I couldn't breathe after 20 minutes. I couldn't breathe, and then I was crawling from exercise to exercise. He said, "You cannot crawl in my gym. Get up." Then I was rolling off the benches. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And he said, PMA. And I'm like, what? He said, positive mental attitude. And he said, I am here to prolong your life. I am here to prolong your life. But let me talk to the folk in the church right now, because this is what we say. We be like, with long life shall you satisfy. We start quoting scripture. Right. When, trying to get out of something, trying to do the work, we don't want to do the work, we're going to quote the scripture on it. My,
hold that thought.
Okay.
Hold that
All
thought,
right,
girl.
I'm standing up. Okay, let me sit down.
She fired up like I'm fired up. Folks, you're listening to Dr. Traci Lynn on the Willie Jolley Show. Woo-wee! We got more to come, because for sure, the best is yet to come.
On my dreams, and overcame my fear of heights.
And everybody's right, sometimes some rain's gonna fall.
says you got to endure to the end. The race does not go to the swift nor to the strong, but to those who endure to the end, who do not give up. My friend Dr. Traci Lynn is on the line. I'm telling you, folks, we are fired up in here today. We are fired up, and I hope you are listening. And I'm telling you, tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody, turn on the radio, because Dr. Traci Lynn is on the Willie Jolley Show, and we're talking about how you can change your thinking, change your actions, and change your results, and change your life. My engineer, Daryl Green, is sitting here shaking his head. He said he needed this so bad today. He said, Willie, on the break, he said, Willie, this lady is on fire. I said, I'm telling you, she's always like this. She is on fire. She loves the Lord, and she loves her family, and she loves making a difference in people's lives, and she's not shamed to be wealthy. Am I right about it, Dr. Traci?
I'm not shamed. I'm not shamed.
No, ain't no.
I got my hand up. Well, I stood up for you right there.
Come on.
I'm not shamed.
Ain't shamed.
And I'm not shamed. And guess what? I'm not apologizing for it.
No, come on.
No. And you can have it too.
That's right.
You can have it too. I'm here to help you eradicate poverty.
That's right.
From your life.
That's right.
Oh, yes, I am.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
I love this. Okay, endure to the end. That you have shown people how to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you, I want people to, and I told you, part of this show, I wanted to talk about how you built this very successful business. I'm telling you, folks, she has built a multi-million-dollar business, and she calls herself the Millionaire Motivator. She will tell you how to do it. So let's talk about how you built this business, Traci Lynn Fashion Jewelry, as well as where people can find it. Let's start with that, because I want people, but a lot of women out here and a lot of men, because you had women and men in that audience who were looking for an opportunity, who wanted to become wealthy. Where can they reach your information? And then we're going to talk about how you built it.
Okay. They can contact us. They can go online at TraciLynnJewelry.com, and that's TraciLynn jewelry.com. They can call our corporate office at area code 302-762-3321.
Say that one more time, that number.
302-762-3321.
Fantastic. TraciLynnJewelry.com. Now, let's talk about how you built this business, because you were speaking, and as you said, it wasn't all one big happy, joyful trip. You had some setbacks. You had some knocks. You had some disappointments. You had some discouraging moments. But you did not let the discouragement take away your courage. You did not let the discouragement. You said, I can be disappointed, but I'm not going to get discouraged, because discourage means you take away my courage. And you refused to do that. And you said, I'm going to keep going.
Yes.
And you went from problem to challenge to difficulty to success.
Yes.
And even in the success, there are challenges, but you built this business. Tell us how you did it.
Well, actually, this business has just been something that I love to do. I love jewelry. I started out doing jewelry and clothes many years ago, and found out that I just enjoyed the jewelry, and I enjoyed meeting people. And our business is you know, we have a lot of women in the business, and like you said, some men. And I just enjoyed the people, and I enjoyed the women, and I enjoyed seeing people take control of their lives, putting their children through school. So I enjoyed that. And even in my early years, when people would, make money, $600 at a show, and be able to buy books for their children to go to school or to put, help them in college. So it's been something that I've enjoyed doing, and my grandmother did it. I used to do it with her when I was 4 years old. I didn't go to daycare. I went to sell some clothes and jewelry.
I love that.
That's what I did at 4 years old. So I was being taught this from a young child, and I enjoyed it. But I decided that at 25 years old, I decided that corporate America and putting my future in the hands of someone else was just not for me.
Mm.
And I fired my job when I was 25 years old. And I never looked back. Did I want to look back? You better believe it. Why? Because there's challenges. As you said, there's life. There's setbacks. There's times when you want to give up, but you can't be discouraged, because diss means that you're going to diss yourself. You're going to disassociate with encourage. I can't do it. I'm not going to diss myself and diss the gift that God has given me. So I had to even in those times, stay encouraged and find the path, find the reason that those things didn't work for me. But again, I was trying things like nails and things I saw other people doing that they made money at, but it wasn't for me. So I had to understand something very important, that true wealth is determined by my ability to solve some problems. And I realized that people had a problem of having enough. They had, they would always say things like, ends don't meet. My ends are not meeting, but I never knew ends were supposed to meet because that's why they call them ends, right? I mean, anyway, so I wanted to help people as I traveled across America and, international as a speaker. I felt that for me that I could actually help bring some of them out, that I could help lead them to something better. And I could do it. I can't explain to you why I felt it, but I felt that call very seriously. And I started selling in hair salons in the beginning, and then I decided to, study the philosophies of Mary Kay and those kind of women. I felt a call that I had that same type of call as, the Mary Kay and the Avon. And I did a little research back then, not as extensively as, I know the things about it today, but just goes to show you that when God has put something in you, I didn't have to go to school for all of that. It was just in me to do it. And I did, and, a couple of years ago when we really launched it, it was maybe 4 years ago. We started with 1 or 2 people, and today we're at almost 5,000 people. And even last year we were at 600 people, and 1 year later we're at almost 5,000. So it's incredible. And people have just responded because they can see the growth in their life. They can see that this is something that they enjoy doing. They enjoy it, and they make money. Isn't that awesome? If you can enjoy it and make money.
Have fun and make money is a good thing. Love what you do. Passionate about it. Love it. I'm having fun, and I'm telling you, these women are fired up. They are jumping out of the box. When I walked up in there, I was fired up just by being in the room with them because they are looking at their leader.
Yes.
Dr. Traci Lynn, who is fired up about life, fired up about her family, fired up about her children, her husband, great husband, fired up about her staff, fired up about life, and fired up about eradicating poverty and creating wealth in America. Am I right about it?
You are absolutely right. And we're going to put the fun back into finance.
Come on, somebody.
Tell your engineer over there. Engineer, give me a wave right there.
He's waving right now. Look, we shouting up in here.
So give me a wave, Austin.
There you This is good stuff, folks. You don't get this often. I'm telling you, listening to Dr. Traci Lynn. Go to her website, Traci Lynn, TraciLynn, TraciLynnJewelry.com, or just call the office at 302-762-3321.
Yes.
And y'all can do it. We got to take a break. I'm telling you, the good ones always go fast, but Daryl, we don't have to take a break yet. No, are you sure? I could go on forever. No, I got 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes. Okay. Now, Traci, let's talk about now the next part of your success story is you built this business, you didn't give up, and now you're taking it to the next level. Yes. But also, what is it that you did to work on you?
My God.
What did you do? Because you went, it wasn't just happen. It didn't just happen.
No.
You created this person by doing something, by what you read, by what you listened to. Tell us about that.
Oh, my gosh, in 2 minutes. Okay, here we go. Well, one of the things that I always say in this business is that, this business, what we do will show you. It will show you the you that you love and the you that stops you. And when you meet that you that stops you, you have an opportunity right there to confront it and defeat it, or to allow it to continue to rule. And which means that you will never reach your full potential, and you will never be able to do all the things that God has called you to do. But the business will show you. And we have a choice right there when we are confronted with that one, that part of us that we do love and the part that stops us. And I had to be confronted with that part of me that would sabotage even myself from the next level based on past things that have happened, things in my life, relationships with my father, things that I didn't know that were becoming a hindrance to me. that was stopping me. And you know what I had to work on? My biggest thing, and you know what? You're the first person that ever even asked me that question,
Yes.
Willie. And I'm so surprised. Thank God that I can honestly tell you the biggest thing I had to work on before you're listening to anything else. I had to work on my love walk. Oh, that's deep right there, but that's real.
Yes,
that's
it
real.
is. That's
because
right.
I have to be, Willie, you know what my biggest piece of success is? You know why? They were screaming and dancing and shouting with those tambourines. You know why? Because I'm real. My love is real. I am authentic. You heard me say that word over and over because people can tell a phony.
Yes.
And I had to work on my love walk. I had to work that thing out because I could not have this level of success without it. Now, what we listen to, what we hear, we got to go on a break.
We got to take a break.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
We're going to come back with this love walk. Girl, we fired up in here. You're listening to Dr. Traci Lynn on the Willie Jolley Show, and for sure, the best is yet to come.
What good is our friend if you cannot? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get until you try it. So you might as well live life to the fullest. Give it your best shot. You might as well sing like you don't need the money. Love like you'll never get hurt. Dance like nobody's watching. Put your whole heart in it if you want it to work. I hope you dance.
Oh, that's the truth. You're listening to music from Money Making Music and Motivation. You can get it on my website at williejolly.com. If you're in the Washington area, make sure to listen every morning on Channel 9 at 6:35 or on WHUR at 5:50. And this week, coming up in Washington on the 1st of November, you can not check it out, come and visit with us as we do a free program for the people in the Washington area who are struggling. And my book, Turn Setbacks into Greenbacks, was made the book of the month by Michelle Singletary. And so many people have written us and said, I'm struggling. I lost my house, or I lost my job, or I'm afraid, I've got anxiety. So I decided with my team, we're going to do something free for the community, absolutely free, Washington, D.C., November the 1st, 7 o'clock in the evening at the Sanctuary Church on Central Avenue. And go to my website for more information. We want you to come, bring your family, bring those who are struggling. We just want to be a blessing because we know that this has been a tough time and many people are struggling. My guest today is the one and only Dr. Traci Lynn. My engineer, Daryl Green, just said something. He said, man, this lady is incredible. I said, I told you she was going to be. I told him yesterday, I said, bring your pad and pencil. This lady's going to change your life. And I can say right now, so everybody can hear me say it, this lady will be back on soon. I'm going to have it because one session is not enough.
No.
And I just love her energy. I love her faithfulness. She talked about, and I'm going to jump back in, but I want to make sure people know Traci Lynn, Traci Lynn, Lynn, jewelry.com. And you can find out more about her, as well as if you've got a need for an opportunity, you can be a consultant, or you can get some of the jewelry and find out where a consultant is in your area. And if you want her to maybe come speak for a big corporate group, she doesn't do the little ones no more. She's too busy, but she'll do some big stuff because she got a mindset that says she got time if you got some money.
That's right.
Bless the Lord. Anyway, sister girl, you're talking about your love walk. That's just we jump back in there.
Yes. I was talking about some of the things for me that I had to change. I had to work on my love walk. I had to get my love walk right. And getting your love walk right means that you can get your motives right. Because that's how you see, money, I tell you what, money is attracted. Money is attracted. Wealth is attracted when your motives are right, when your love walk is right. Then you become a attractor. I teach about this. I'm not going to get that deep. We'll do it on the next session.
Yes.
But I talk about how to be an attractor of wealth and money and those kind of things because your motives are right. What motivates you is right. So I had to work on my love walk and I had to change my circle of friends.
Talk about that.
I had to change. I realized that I had experienced a few setbacks, just like you would say in your book. You know, and I love all your books.
Yes.
And then the one turning them setbacks into greenbacks. I mean, did that make the bestseller list?
Yes, it did.
I know it did.
Yes.
Because that thing is real. That's real. And in this economy, people need to, Willie, they got to get up. So what you're doing right now when you're having this free event out in the community, what you're saying is, listen, I know you've had some setbacks. I know times have been hard, but what's your choice right now? Now you're introduced to the real you. What you going to do? You going to let that other you keep stopping you, or are you going to move forward? And what happens, though, Willie, I noticed that when we're in a setback situation, we then tend to gravitate to those people who are also in a setback situation.
Come on.
And instead of having a powwow motivational session, come on, Daryl, here it is right here. I'm talking to Daryl Green. You know what I'm talking about, Daryl. This is what we do. We start having grief share. That's it. Grief share sessions. Okay, now I gotta stay. They gotta move. They over here trying to. I'm tangled up in my phone cord. I got one shoe on, one shoe off.
Come on, somebody.
I got my phone. You see my dad trying to untangle me because I can't get untangled from the phone cord, and neither can I find my shoe. But I am going to tell you this.
Come on, girl.
Grief share.
Yes.
So what happens is when you're in a setback, we start to hang around grief kind of folk. That's all they talking about. Everything is dead. Nothing is alive anymore. Oh, woe is me. Dead, dead, dead. Well, when we going to leave that alone and get some resurrection up in here?
Come on.
I want my funds to always be resurrected.
Yes. Girl, look, Daryl got his hand up in the air.
I know that's right, Daryl. I know it.
You got it.
Folks, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Yes,
and
it
I
is.
want y'all to understand, this is not anything fake. This is real stuff.
Yes.
Traci Lynn will give it to you like it is. And that's why I wanted her so desperately, because I knew people are in need of encouragement.
Yes.
They're in need of being lifted up and saying, you know what? I love this thing about that you that stops you. I love that. I've never heard anybody say it like that before. And that's absolutely right. There's a you in you've got to take control of.
Yes.
And you've got to say to that other you, look here. This is end of the road for me whining and crying. This is the end of the road for me playing under the circumstances. I'm going to start playing over the circumstances. I don't care what the circumstances are. I'm going to start living my dreams. Ooh, that fires me up. That fires me up.
Me too.
I'm fired up.
Me too. That's what gets me out my seat.
That's
I can't
right.
do it.
That's right.
I can't sit there on this.
So, folks, I wanted to say to you that you've got to understand that these are the principles. And success is about principles. The principles will work. If you throw an apple up, the principle says it's got to come back down.
Yes.
You know, that gravity is a principle. And that wealth building is a principle.
Yes.
And that's why this is important for you to hear. Traci, in the last few minutes we got, tell us a few more things that you tell your ladies and your gentlemen and the people and the people who are struggling. Tell them about how to grow their future by growing themselves.
One of the things too, Willie, that I tell them that when we're growing ourselves, when we change our direction of our associations, and we begin to seek out people with like minds, people who are going somewhere, and people who are not afraid of you, and who are not intimidated by your success. And one of the things that I start to teach my leaders, and I bring them aside because they've got that principle. They're making money now. They understand that. They're hanging with the right group. But then we got to do this. We got to make sure we're not the biggest fish in our pond. Because if you're the biggest fish in your pond, where you going? How you going to grow? You got to keep hanging around people who are even doing more and accomplishing even more, and who can keep sowing into your life and speaking, more importantly, positive and growth into your life. I think so many people, their growth is stunted. They might be tall, but they could be taller. And the reason they're not where they should be is because they're the biggest fish in their own pond. And so then I begin to help the leaders with that, to understand it. But the biggest thing, Willie, I work on is that mind. That's why I bring in people like you. That's why I brought you into my group 2 times, because I wanted them to experience you. I didn't want them to just read your books. Your books are powerful and they are anointed. But if I have the opportunity to let them see a living witness to what the Word can do and how that thinking that you have, how it can propel you to success, that's why I bring you.
Amen.
That's why I want you there. So we've got to be a living, walking, breathing example of how this mindset works. We got to be able to cry those tears and keep it moving.
Come on. Woo, come on, Tracy. Say that one more time.
Cry your tears and keep it moving.
Come on. There you go.
Woo, I snapped my head on that one.
Come on. That's the truth right there.
I did. That is the truth.
You're going to have some tears. You're going to have some moments, but you got to get back up. You know, Les Brown says it like this. If you're going to fall down and knock down on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. You know, that's the kind of attitude you must have, because life is going to knock you down.
Yes.
Life is going to throw curveballs. Life is going to have some Murphy moments. But you have to make up your mind. I have made up my mind that whatever happens, I am not giving up as long as I got breath.
As long as you got breath. And guess what happens? Willie? I'm going to take you for an example.
Yes.
Then you're speaking. Because, you know, I've known you for a long time.
That's
I remember
right.
You were just starting out.
That's right.
Okay, then you went from speaking, and then a couple of years later, I ran into you became an author.
That's right.
And now here I am on the show, and I'm listening to the music on hold. Now, you come on. Now, what do they call you? The poet. Come on. What do you call that, Daryl? You know, the spoken word. You got the spoken word going. I'm sitting here. I'm done. You're the author, the singer, now a spoken word artist. I heard you.
Come on.
But you know what? You know what that is, though, Willie? That means that you're maximizing all the gifts.
Amen.
You are not leaving any stone unturned. Maximizing all the gifts. And you know how you get to the place where you can maximize all your gifts? It's because when you're in a nurtured environment, when you're around people who can see things for you, who can speak into your life, you begin to take chances on everything that God has in you. And then all that fear, all that uncertainty, all that doubt is pushed out. And then the real you, who God has created you to be, to take dominion, that thing comes forth. And there you go. What do you say? You got wealth.
Come on, somebody. Good God Almighty. Folks, it's true. It's true. This is all good stuff. Well, her name is Dr. Traci Lynn, TraciLynn. You go to TraciLynnJewelry.com. Give me your telephone number one more time, Tracy.
302-762-3321.
Girl, you have taken it to another level. You will be back again soon. I'm telling you, folks. Y'all go and y'all check her out. If you want an opportunity, you go to TraciLynnJewelry.com. I love you, sister girl.
I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Willie, for opening up your doors to me today. Thank you, Daryl, for being there, being the engineer extraordinaire. Thank you, Daryl Green.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you all, you both. Thank you again, Willie. I can't tell you how much this means to me. Thank you for the opportunity.
I love you, and I tell your good-looking husband and that baby boy, I said, hey, look, and I'll talk to you real soon.
Okay, thank
all
you
right.
both.
Thank
all
you.
Right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Folks, we got to go. What a great show. I'll talk to you next week. Stay tuned for more to come. And remember, go to my website, williejolly.com. God bless you. The best is yet to come.
Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair. Do you see so many others moving on?
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.